Hello? Hello. It's working so far. How you doing, everybody? Press the button. There we go. How you doing, everybody? It's a little bit too far. Left there. There we go. That's better. How you doing, everyone? Hey! Hey, Jay. Mr. Gorn, hello. Enderblade, hello. Apophenia, how you going? Book Nerd, Musica, Sensei, Plex. How y'all doing? Today's been stressful. Oh no, man. What's going on? Let it all out. If you can. You don't have to. If you don't want to, it's fine. It's fine. Don't have to share. But I'm sorry. Stress sucks. I don't like it. Whimsical Aussie Musica. That's me. Just regular whimsical Aussie. Go on. I've been sick all week, guys. I've had like some weird head cold flu thing. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But it did a number on me. Been fun. Sick again, yep. It's been, yeah. I probably do get sick fairly regularly, really. In comparison to most other people I know. How is this possible? There you go, John. I'm on both. Yes, I use. Oh god, there we go. Let's just reset. I use Restream, so I'm on YouTube and. Oh come on, stay, please. What's going on, guys? It's a very sort of precarious position for this camera, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, I use Restream, so I just run across to both. I think that's legal now. Used to be not legal. Now it is. We get all the subscriptions on YouTube. And they're probably not watching the channel. But if you are, hey, go on. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing on the YouTube. Appreciate it. No problem, Mr. Gorn. No problem. I'm glad you like them. Yeah, I'm ready for today's stream. Yep. Just in time. Feeling pretty good today. I may cough and splutter every now and then, and I apologize. May need to step out and blow my nose, and I apologize, but we'll figure it out. I've got all the time in the world, Apophenia. All the time. Yeah. So I hope that you guys have had a better week than I have, because it wasn't great. I didn't go to the gym at all, which made me feel really strange. Really strange. And then I went and did I work with an exercise physiologist every week, and it was my first session since I saw her last week before I got sick. And oh my god, I feel all the pain in every part of my body. Like this eyebrow. It's in pain. I don't understand why. I didn't even work it out. It's in pain. Can't do it. Anyway, that's life. That's just getting old, guys. Getting old. Robbie 24. I do know of him. I haven't heard any news, actually. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened to worry about him. I'll have to check in. I dip in and out of their channel. I'm not really an insider, necessarily. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope he's okay, though. Social detox, hopefully. Everyone needs that every now and then. Yeah. So what else happened this week? Nothing really. Nothing really happened. Just tried to get better as soon as I could. Anything in what did I say? Yeah, nothing. Tax stuff. Enjoying tax stuff. It's tax time, guys. So we're trying to figure out how to do the taxes. Talking to the accountant and trying to figure out what they mean when they say things. It's really hard. Really hard. It melts my brain. I saw you talking about, Jay, you're talking about doing like storyboards. It's awesome. Very, very good. Storyboards are great. Because that's the story, right? 6.5 minutes long. Nice. From where to go, or is it like as far as you got so far? Oh, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of Menace, which is a game I scored. Bit of spruiking here, but I'm trying to get footage to submit my music into the there's a, I guess, the local like royalty society, APRA AMCOS here. They're the guys who pay out your royalties when, you know, your music gets played in various things. Every year they do a Screen Awards sort of ceremony. So like, you know, celebrating music in TV and film and games. And I'm going to submit Menace. To this award ceremony. See if I actually get at least nominated. That'd be nice. So you have to demonstrate it in situ. So you have to, like, you know, play the game and capture footage of the, you know, the music in the game. So I've been playing a lot of, and the problem I was faced with, guys, is I haven't played it enough to get to the construct faction. So the constructs are the menace, you know, like they're the bad overarching, you know, faction in the game, and I hadn't got to that point in the game yet. So I had to really work hard over the weekend to push through the rogue army faction enough that I got to trigger the starting mission for the menace, and now I've got menace in my map, which is good. But it's like, oh man, it was tough. And then they are destroying me. I think I probably should have I think I rushed it a bit now because of doing that. And now it's like I'm not prepared. Not prepared for them. But I have enough footage now, so that's good. So I can't believe how much I'm enjoying this game. It's moved again. Oh well, it's right. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying Menace though. Like I never really liked turn-based strategies. Never really been my thing. But I appreciate them. But like Menace has got some, I don't know, it's got some sort of juice that just really works. What is in the background? Ephemera? I think it's called Ephemera. I think it's the one. Samba! You always gotta be here, is always nice. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. I hope you're well. Story's not where you go, but all what is around, maybe, including the music on the road. Absolutely. Taxes are very fun on Elevate. Very fun. Actually, I did enjoy it a little bit. I have to admit. There was a little bit because I needed to, like, I don't know, run a few scenarios. And it's like you can ask the account to do it, but it's slow, back and forth and stuff. So I just did it myself. And, you know, it scratched that itch that I used to enjoy, because I used to, you know, when I was doing science, I was always just, you know, doing stuff in spreadsheets and, you know, thinking about calculations and adding numbers up, subtracting numbers. It was fun. And I kind of miss doing that now. I don't have an excuse. I don't have much of an excuse to run around in Excel anymore. That's sad. It was nostalgic, Jay, yeah. I do have to dive back in though. There is a paper that I need to finalize the data for, so I can give it to my colleague in Sweden, that they can finish writing it up to submit to journals. So there is some data that I need to go through. So it's not, I do have something to do if I really want to. But it's kind of like, maybe I don't want to. I don't know. Or do something new. It's like this old data that's just been sitting around for too long, and you just kind of get a little complacent with it. Particularly when you don't have to actually do it as a job anymore. So, a bit tough. Maybe we can do it on stream. Maybe that's one thing we can like go through data sets together. and keep me accountable, actually get it done. Would you enjoy that, chat? Would you enjoy looking at Excel spreadsheets of pH data taken from microplate spectrophotometry? Would you like that? We could. There is actually a science category, I think, on Twitch. You just enjoy having an Aussie in the background. There's plenty of other Aussies to choose from, you know. Thank you for the follow, Elevate. Elevate. So today we're going to work on the track we started last week, which is like I don't know what it is. I don't know. I never know what any of these things are until they're kind of closer to being done. But it's, I don't know, it's kind of chill and uplifting and you know, sort of background cinematic kind of style sort of thing. It's definitely something that would be more like, yeah, background music. It's not feature music, I don't think. Not strong melodies, it's more just vibes. But that's okay. Like libraries, that's what the library's for. It makes it more useful for people, definitely. But I have not throwing my melodies around everywhere and annoying everyone. It did have a kind of an Interstellar vibe, yeah. I feel like I worked on it a wee bit off stream last week before I succumbed to the illness, and I think it's like it's a little bit more folksy now, because I got this little piano riff sort of starts up, and it's kind of like more like, I don't know, like indie film vibes maybe. I don't know. Indie romantic comedy. I don't know. You could decide. It probably has many uses then. Proxen, thank you so much for the sub. 69, nice. 69 month. Good to see you too. How you doing? Must be late for you. I need to do the, I keep on saying this every week. I need to do the afternoon stream for those folks in the EU. It's way too late. You might find a use for the song Rise It Comes Out. I was like, yeah, nice, very good. Oh, I thought you were EU for some reason. Sorry, man. I hope you're good. Eastern time. It's prime time. Prime time US. That's what they call me. Do I watch AVA? I definitely watch AVA. I watch it many times. To score it, you definitely have to watch it a lot. We'll watch it very closely, almost frame by frame. So yeah, I do enjoy a bit of AVA. That's another thing I'm going to submit. I'm going to submit AVA to the Screen Awards too. I struggled trying to figure out what category it should go in, because there's not like I don't know. There's a very minimal amount of categories, to be honest. So I think that it's kind of frustrating because I don't think it's really children's programming. But I think that, like, I talked to the guys at APRA and they think it's probably the most appropriate one. So, but it's not really. Just because it's like animated stick figures doesn't mean it's like really like children's programming. It feels a very loaded term, children's programming. Maybe youth programming. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, how would you describe something like X-Men? Or like the X-Men animated series, like the things that they're dealing with, like the themes are not necessarily children's stuff, you know. Like it's definitely more complex than that. Yeah, right. Like that's a whole crowd just getting slaughtered on camera. It's not really slaughtered. I guess they're getting deleted. It's not as bloody as that, but yeah, it's not great concepts, but. I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Because yeah, so it was either short film. There was short film category, or TV drama. Um, but I don't. I think I would just get kind of lost in those categories. To be honest, because the kinds of things in Australia that gets put into those categories are very specific um, kind of film. You know what I mean? So yeah, I give it a go. But it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't class Alan's animations as maybe AVM, like animation versus Minecraft, maybe, because it's a little bit more on the more like PG side. Is the Dark Lord theme the same throughout the episodes? It is, yeah. So I'm kind of transforming it a little bit every time. So the first time you really hear it is in Hacker, right at the end. It's like doo boo 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 boo, like really sort of off, kind of kilter sort of theme, and I sort of bring it back in the machine quite a lot, and sort of play it around Victim's theme as well. So there's a lot of bit of sort of as they're working together, they're kind of combining, and then sort of Victims. Oh no, sorry, yeah, like the Dark Lord's theme sort of really starts to take over and become really chaotic at the end. Gets pretty epic. Yeah, it's like I really kind of wish they were. I mean, like the first time I scored an episode for Alan outright was when I did the Showdown, which was I guess the last time we saw the Dark Lord before he came back in Hacker. And I actually went through that episode trying to find, was there like something in that episode that I wrote for the Dark Lord that I could use as a callback, you know, and as like an element to build on for his theme in Hacker. And it's like I couldn't really hear anything really good. It was only like 3 minutes of music, so it was not really enough to like, you know, flesh out a theme. It was just mostly like epic, heroic action vibes, pretty much. So I had to make something new, but I think it works. I think it's cool. Grim Vulpine, how you doing? More on the PG side so far, that's true, yeah. Oh, Enderblade. So that was it's kind of like it is like what do you call it? Yeah. What's the word? You know, when you play the harmonics. Yeah, New Island harmonics, yeah. But it's like a particular patch in Labs, actually, where it's like I think it's called Birdsong violin. So it's like a really short sort of thing. So it's really quite good for that kind of really short stab. It's like a Marcato style harmonic violin. It was very nice. We like the AVA music a lot. That's awesome, Grim. How do you determine a character's motif? I don't know. I mean, it's mostly like trying to figure out what the character is to the series and coming up with something that is short enough, I guess, that you could easily like, because a lot of stuff happens very quickly in these episodes, right? And I kind of like using the themes to like progress story, but also like to like highlight when certain characters' actions are playing out, and having those themes there to just kind of stab in there every now and then. I think it's good for for helping that storytelling. So having something that's short and identifiable, but also, I don't know, it has to really capture the character, right? Otherwise, it's not really doing its job as a theme. So. Hasn't been really discussed so far, Jay, no. Because they've always been just kind of like the color gang, right? Like they sort of almost work in concert. But that doesn't say, I mean, it depends on what they have planned for the story coming up, but which I don't know that, not too deeply, to be honest. Yeah, that's cool, Zomba, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool like places to actually play around with the themes in the machine. It was a really good episode. Really enjoyed doing that one. Box and AV Math episode, a really nice soundtrack. Yeah, I love the math. I think maybe math and physics are maybe some of my favorite works that I've done with Alan, just because they're fun, but also they have a little bit of that, you know, sort of learning aspect to it. Makes people curious about things. I like that a lot. Really like that. And I really enjoyed looking at the you know, the YouTube maths and physics communities and how they sort of pulled apart, you know, some of the themes in those episodes. They're really good. It's really interesting. The King scene was good too, yeah. The fight between Herobrine and the King was amazing. I love doing Herobrine's theme. Like, I don't know, how do you say his name? I don't know. Herobrine. Like the, and I don't think I really intended to have a theme for Herobrine. We never talked about it. But it was in that episode where, like, it was just kind of, like, it felt so right to just do this kind of, you know, almost sort of, I don't know, like trap beat style. Like, this guy just, you know, he's, you know, can't mess with him. He's just so cool. Hey, Pruning Maniac, how you going? So I really like that theme. Maybe I could flesh that out too as another, like, a fun thing for the YouTubes. Because that was a good theme. I like that one. I am streaming, yeah. So you can choose YouTube or Twitch. Go for it. It's fun watching the teachers react to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like I did to the Warden extension. Yeah, I did the Warden one mostly because everyone just kept on asking for it, and I think maybe I also said that I would do it, and then I took forever to do it. Right, I watch every single reaction of AV Physics and Maths. Yeah, the one where they took the time to explain every single thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so good. And this makes you really appreciate the effort that got put into those episodes, because there's definitely a lot of thought and a lot of time. I forget who there was one guy on Alan's team that kind of spearheaded those episodes, because I forget his name. You guys will tell me, but he was kind of the instigator. I think it was Turquoise. Yeah, he's like a big. I guess he's just a big nerd. That's fine. We love nerds here. Nerds are the best. Ether, hey, gone. Do all the cars have a unique theme? No, they don't. Not yet, anyway. Not that I'm saying that there's plans. We haven't really got to that point. Purple's Last Stand. Okay, yeah, that was kind of like the epic extension of Noteblock universe, when Purple was doing his thing. Snoz, welcome back. Hey, gone. Yeah, Turquoise. Yeah, thank you, Redmond. Did you take an inspiration for the Dark Lords theme? Nothing directly. I just wanted something that felt really kind of, eerie and evil. And calculating. So I didn't want to be the sort of really super over the top sort of scary theme, but I wanted something that really felt something was wrong, something was wrong with this person. And it's a kind of theme as well that's sort of like play around with that, because the Dark Lord's theme comes right at the end of the machine as well, as this sort of, as he's rising out of the nuclear waste to reform the machine, and he's got the sort of really big epic version of it to sort of herald the dark era. I don't know, I've got a name for it, I think. Did you cry when making Victim's theme? A little. Made me sad. That whole sequence where Victim's crawling towards Mitzi. Tough, man. Because Victim's kind of like he's a real complex kind of anti-hero, right? Like he like a villain. He's supposed to be the kind of the villain here, but he's not really he is a victim. He's had trauma, man. He's just dealing with it. Always love AV Physics score, yeah. I really enjoyed doing that score. Really, really did. Yep. It's like those, and these are also 2 episodes where I would say, okay, maybe there would be short films, really. I'm trying to think about I'm entering music into a Screen Awards sort of here in Australia, and if I'd submitted AV Math or AV Physics, that wouldn't be children's programming. Not because it's violent and whatnot. It's because none of these kids would get any of the math or physics, or be interested to know what it all means. Yeah, TCO has a bit of a theme, yeah. We haven't really had a chance to properly bring it back so far. A little bit. Yeah. So yeah, well, things are happening. Maybe I should do some work. Doesn't mean just because it evolves fast doesn't mean it's taught to the viewer. Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's more just like an animation tool to tell another story, really. I guess there's a lot of children's animation that has a lot of things in there that are there for the adults, right? It's not necessarily for the kids, but really, I mean, AV Physics was pretty out there. Got pretty trippy and a bit timey-wimey. But that's okay. Timey-wimey is not a problem for kids these days, I don't think. They're all over time. All right. Ta-da! Work before the... Let's see if we can get everything to work, though. I think we need to set up some stuff. I'm going to move this camera a little bit. There we go. Is that all right? That's better. That's better. Can we get an extended version of Mitzi's montage? Yeah, we could do that. I need to think about it, so eventually we'll get the AVA score, or all the music out on an album release. but I would like to extend some stuff, like, have some like themes that are more played out in their full form. Because I loved when like I think like I grew up listening to Star Wars, like a lot of composers in my age bracket probably have, and I listened to a lot of like the original theory, the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6, and on the albums for those soundtracks, John Williams always like he puts the score in there, so the music that would be behind the film, but then he often has like full suites of like themes that aren't in the film. They're just on the soundtrack, and the kinds of things that would be played by a live orchestra if you went and heard them play them if they did. So it's like I kind of like that where you get to hear the theme in its full glory for a little bit longer, as opposed to these tiny little snippets that might appear in the score. So yeah, it'd be cool to try that. Like at the moment, I think the score's going to be quite long. It's quite a lot of music for AVA. Becomes like a feature length, by the end. Feature length film in just little chunks. Let me see if I can find where I'm up to. Track listings. Yeah, so far it's 73 minutes of music. So it's not a small amount of music, guys. It's quite a lot. "73 minutes of music, yeah. Cool. With a physical album? I don't know about that. I'm ever late. It's hard to know how to cost that. It comes with a bit of a risk, and I don't know. I don't know how much most of the audience would be willing to fork out money. Maybe I have to do some sort of like try a Kickstarter or something. I don't know. This is new territory for me, but that'd be worth investigating. Yeah, it's just you never know what people are really going to do, and it's really hard to know. If you ever need art for those scores, you know to call. No worries, Jay. Definitely. Although I think for the AVA ones, there's already a really good key artwork that they've done. So maybe I might not, but I'll keep you posted. Don't worry. But I'll probably have more work for you eventually. Don't worry. Be cool to make some funky jazz music for the library. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should try and get better at it before Alan asks me to do it again. Maybe. Did you like the Lucky Block Staff soundtrack? Yeah. Absolutely, Ronan. I mean, every one of them has kind of got its own little things that you kind of love, like I really enjoyed doing the chef. That was a lot of fun, like sort of taking a theme and trying to sort of put these various continental spins on it. Yeah, Lucky Block soundtrack was fun, just because I don't know, I really enjoyed the synth work and the beat that I generated for that. It was kind of fun to play around with that one. You'd be so down to draw orange on a rocket. Nice. When Victor realizes the truth, the music is giving Spider-Man. But yes, okay, that was a little bit of an inspiration. Yeah. I love those scores. Like really, really, really amazing. So yeah, that was a little bit of my brain. To be honest. But it's mostly because because I think Daniel Pemberton uses those really like very strong cadence like chord structures. So it's like this very very classical almost, and it has this kind of I don't know. There's a grandiosity to those kinds of chord patterns. If I can try and emulate it here somehow. But it's like the... Oh, wait, we need to deal with things before I... 1 and 2, a 3 and a 4. There we go. So it's like using this, like... So Victim's theme is almost like... goes, I forget. But it's like these sort of very strong cadences that I was using, and that as sort of really rising sort of bass line that's very grand. So yeah, so it lent itself to that really very similar, particularly when you introduce like a lot of very big organ. I think I use a lot of organ in that part. So very big and epic, like sort of very big sound, lots of strings and brass. Makes it sound very, almost like Mozart Requiem or something, like very like. Yeah, and that's, I think, what probably Daniel Pemberton was also playing around with as well. Have I heard the Project Hail Mary score? Little bits of it. We went and saw the film. It was amazing. I need to set some time aside to listen to the score, because there was some beautiful stuff in there. Some of the choral work was beautiful. And there's a lot of really interesting cues where, like in the film... like felt really fresh. I don't know, like something about like the way he was treating the film that took it, like there was moments there where it's like, oh, maybe he's descending too far into Interstellar, but then he brings it back with different ways of like using synths and interesting percussion. That was like, oh, okay, no, this is still its own thing, it's almost like he had this sort of direction that it's like comedic. It's almost like a buddy comedy film, but with a bit of levity, So there's moments where it gets, dramatic when it needs to, and emotional, but it's also like these moments. There's like little like comedic beats in the music that lighten things up a lot. Steve, how you going? So it's really good score. I love Daniel. He's doing some really good work. I think I'm growing to be quite a big follower of his music. But yeah, the Into the Spider-Verse stuff is great. Like, it is very, very good. I had to do like covers of it for like Silver Screen. I think a few tracks off one of each. I think there's a couple of tracks from each of the films. And so it's like really a good opportunity to like really deep dive into what makes these tracks weird and different. And it's like there is so much like really bizarre sound design in his work, particularly I don't know what it's like in most of his other work, but and across the Spider-Verse, it's like really weird sort of. I interpret them as like these sort of pitch shifted vocalizations. So it's like almost like someone screaming into like a big pipe. Redmond, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Yeah, like someone screaming into a pipe or something, and then pitch shifting it and warbling it like up and down, and there's so much just weird texture, and you'd think when you hear it on its own, it's like, oh, how does this kind of fit? But like, pulling it apart and then like reconstructing it for myself is like, oh yeah, this is cool. And I'm finding myself doing, finding weird sounds like that, for my own work now, which is cool. And making me feel like I'm thinking outside the box a little bit with my sound design elements. Because there's two aspects to it. Because there's really strong, like, musicality as well in his work, combined with really strong sound design that sort of almost builds the world around the music he's writing. You know what I mean? Becomes this kind of like, sort of soundscape where the music sits inside of, and it's kind of cool. It's really cool. Good storytelling in the music, I think. So I wanna do more of that. Yes, it's so rare to see that, Snoz. Something that feels just kind of, we call it like a modern film as opposed to like weird postmodern, or maybe it's a bit meta modern. I don't know, but it's like one of those like films where it's not, maybe it acknowledges that things are a bit crap, but like maybe we can solve it. Maybe we can fix the problem, rather than being at some sort of bleak ending. The same thing I feel about like Top Gun Maverick was like one of those films as well where you feel really good at the end of it. It's so rare to have those films these days. The box. What do you mean, cool night? Did I ditch the rocket thing? No, not really. I ditched the variation that sounded like the lockdown theme. Yeah, I definitely ditched that part of it. But it's the same kind of. I have used it, I think. But I think, yeah. So I changed it from, because I had it. The rhythm was very, yeah, that Transformers theme, which I didn't realize at the time. So I use that sequence, but it's played straight. So I go. But I don't think I really use, like, usually it's like a string motif. I think I did that maybe in the box. Or maybe in the next one, Hacker. I don't know. I did something different. But yeah, legally distinct. But yeah, it has. I guess it has transformed. Definitely away from that because it was also had that beat. I didn't realize was very similar to the lockdown. It's like, oh gosh, what was I doing? I never really had listened to that, but maybe I had at some point. I don't know. I'm aura farming. Yeah, maybe. Thinking outside the box. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna play what we've got so far, and then we'll see where we're going. So this is the track we started last week, and then I did work on it a little bit off stream, but not much. Not much. Where the hell is the beat? What's going on here? Like everything was out of time. What is going on right now? Guys. Sorry, guys. I've got to figure this out because it's driving me nuts. Something with this up. What's going on with it? Like it's out of time somehow? It is out of time. It goes like glitches or something. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's gonna mess me up. I feel like I've been struggling with this the entire time. Did you know that Adam Sassamorty said Rocky's catchphrase "Maze, maze, maze" when they saw the moon? Oh, that's great. That's so good. That's good marketing. That's some awesome marketing right there. Okay, I realize I'm sending... Actually, I just realized I'm sending everything through the MBT, and it's probably making it sound really weird and crunchy. And I'm going to stop that, because I've got things going on the wrong outputs. So just a moment. Just a moment, everybody. Let's just change this loop back to 5 and 6. 5 and 6. This whole setup is just a little bit dink. A little bit dinky. Let's see if that works. Okay. Kind of where we're at. Not a long way in, but We're making progress. It's kind of just chill, homely, kind of, you know, hold your loved ones close kind of vibes. You know what I mean? You gotta hold me close. Yeah. But only when the music's playing, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Do you crash out sometimes when making music? What do you mean? What does that mean? Do I crash out? I mean, sometimes I really, you mean like get so frustrated that like I want to like throw my mouse at the wall? Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes. Mostly just get frustrated enough that I need to go. I need to stop. I need to walk away for a little bit. That's as much as I crash out. Would you like your other songs unrelated to Alan Beck Universe receive similar recognition? I mean, I think some of them have actually. Like I get some tracks get quite a lot of plays. A lot of people really like them. But I mean, no, that's fine. People like what they like. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. So as long as folks are, you know, enjoying my music in any form, that's fine by me. I'm not surprised that Alan, the work that I do for Alan, gets a lot of attention because he has this, like, you know, 32 million subscribers or whatever it is. So it's hard not to, you know, or have like a built-in audience for those tracks. But you know, it's fine. It is what it is. That's why it's a great opportunity. And there are a lot of people who actually, you know, came over to my channel because of Alan's work now to listen to the other work that I do, and that's nice too. But they don't have to. They don't have to do that. They don't feels like it. Because my library music is quite different to the stuff that I do for Alan. So I'm not gonna, you know, be annoyed that they don't want to stick around and listen to everything else. I could write more music that sounds like it's part of Alan's universe, though, I suppose. You came from Alan but stayed for Vanguard. Nice. Nice. Good choice. Okay, so we need to figure out where we go after this sort of middle section. So let's like suss it out. Whoopsie. Yep. Serious vibes, yeah. That's something, yeah. Also reminds me a little bit of some of these more folksy ones like Wanderlust, or more like, you know, it's like travel sort of music. I don't know. So I'll have like maybe a little breakdown and then build up to something. I think I've marked here, probably because I want it to start a new section. So it's probably like, let's have a vibe. We're going to vibe through this section, I feel, and then and build up to like a back end that kind of brings it home. So it might not be a super long track. That's okay. We don't need everything to be 10-minute epics. As long as like remaking from the inside, it sense that everything is like, yes. It's a bit of optimism, sort of like future optimism. Something. To think about track titles for this. I think I actually know. I was thinking of maybe recording accordion for this. And even vocals. I think vocals would also work in here. But I don't know if you know, I actually own an accordion that I don't really know how to play very well, but probably know enough to be able to play a bit of a melody. I think I've already used that one, South Nods. Oh no. What does that track sound like? Let me find out. I think there's a track called Awakening. I don't know about Reawakening. Let's check the library. Let's just see. It might be confusing though if I have two tracks that have Awakening in it. Yeah, Reawakening. I've literally done one called Awakening and one called Reawakening. That's classic Scott. What does this one sound like? Oh yeah. I like this track. It's got clarinet in it, hasn't it? It's nice. Very different vibe though. Well, not super different. Yeah, it's been a while. When did I write that? Oh, close that window. 2023 sometime. Was that before or after I came back? Before I came back from Sweden. So that was a Swedish track. C too. It's very nice. Very nice and basic. What? What? Why? Going to the definitely the wrong thing. 1-5. Revival, yeah. Enjoy the crows, everybody. See you soon, Jay. Enjoy tasking. Yeah, we're vibing. I never really figured the tracks out until I'm about to, like, get them ready for release anyway, so we'll get there. Track tiles are the worst, guys. They really are. Yeah, I probably need to listen to it too, Snoz. It's like these tracks, sometimes I write them and then I don't listen to them again for like 3 years. Good to get it in time. Just a little bit of motion. Okay, just vibing, just kind of vamping. Thank you, Salty. Yeah, we're just chilling. This track's pretty chill. Join them up. Build up a little bit into that section. I just kind of put some Saltaster sort of pad it out a little bit, create some layering. Something like that. So stiff, guys. Oh. Doing gym after you've been sick for a week. Pretty tough. Pretty close. That was it. I liked that one. I mean, I probably could have like written one line and adjusted the notes, but I don't know, something about me playing it, just doing it right in the recording, I don't know, I just feel it's like it's a better way to do it. Waste so much time though. Maybe we're getting a bit too micromanaging these dynamics a bit. How you doing, Tom? Thank you. Very good build up. All right, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. All right, what are these? What are these strings doing? Just also vibing. Maybe we'll work on this bass again, now that we've got some other strings in there. So we've discovered, Stick, that we've got a track already called Reawakening and a track already called Awakening in the library. So it can't be any of those. Can't be. Figure out what to do next. The strings are a little bit of a combo in this one. We got a bit of Vista strings from performance samples. It's mostly doing like more the lead work, and what like we can hear the most of. But then I got little like textural strings from London, like the LCO strings from Spitfire, which are very nice. I feel like like space filling strings, ensemble strings. And it's a Soltasto patch, so it's like even more textured. And I'm using them for the basses as well, which is kind of like it's cellos and basses playing together. But it's kind of nice too, you know. Again, it has like more of a texture that's kind of nice for these kind of tracks. Reawakening, that's it. I think that's it, Snos. Unawakening? Redo awakening? More, I think we're gonna do like we'll vibe for like we'll do like sort of a I don't know, like a sort of middle end, I don't know what to call it, like a A built-up sort of bridge, I guess. Before we bring the melody back, I think. If we go back a little bit. Actually, you know what, guys? Before I make a decision, I'm going to have a quick bio break. Alright. I'll be right back. Is it going to play anything, though? What have I done? I think I wrecked it. There we go. Weird. All right. Why is it not playing anything? It's like this patch has decided not to work anymore. What the flip? No, it's there. I haven't soloed anything. What's going on, guys? What have I done? Alright, I'll just reload it, I guess. Stupid. It's so stupid. What have I... Oh, but I changed stuff. It's fine now. Whatever. I remembered to unmute myself. Hello. I'm thinking maybe we need to bring in like a... almost like one of those like... if you go to like a... oh gosh. You go to the pub and you got the good guy on the guitar and he's got that sort of stomping like box kick sound that he's got going. Like that sort of folky kick. I don't know what that would be. What I have that was kind of like that. Thing that I always think comes close is I have a double bass sound. My throat is getting a bit weird now. See you, Snows. Have a good one. Where can you listen to this when it's finished? YouTube. Will be there on YouTube, on my channel, on Spotify, on everywhere. It'll be available anywhere you want to listen to it. But it might not be for at least a few weeks. There's a little bit of yeah, got like a release schedule of stuff, just so we keep all the algorithms happy. What was I doing? I was going in here. Homegrown sooty bass. So this is like a bunch of double bass recordings I did like when I was doing my music degree. This like really dodgy old double bass that was just sitting in the cupboard, in the recording studio at the university I was at QT. Some cool sounds. Very raw though. And there's this one thing in here. It's like this. I don't know how we did it. But we're trying to make train sounds. So this actually was the purpose of this was to make. I was scoring a short film at the time called Sooty. It was about like a train, like an old steam train, and the people on it. I was like sort of fun little thing, and yeah, and we're trying to make train sounds with this double bass, and so that was one of them. We'll try to emulate, but this little first thump is really good. I don't know how you make these just go to a zero crossing. That's alright. That's pretty good. And then if you EQ it a bit, it will come up feeling quite a nice little sort of soft kick. I like it. Yeah, I've thought about releasing it, but it's like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. It's my little secret sauce. It's come in handy quite a lot, that library. Maybe if I never tried pitch shifting it. What does it do if I like? Oh man, on my like not in my sinuses, make my ears go all weird. I feel like my I don't know, the pressure on the inside of my head's all going wonky. Not a big fan of this. Not a big fan. And you guys can't hear any of this. You can hear it now. Sorry, I just realized it's been going through the wrong output all this time. You didn't hear a thing. You didn't hear a thing. There's already a track called Borealis, definitely. But Australis, maybe? Yeah. Your jazz piano is nice, Tom. Are you really going to get into composing my type of music? Nice. Do I offer courses? No. No, I don't. You're a little overwhelmed with the core, yeah. I get it. Totally get it. I'm trying to think it could be a good place to start. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people on YouTube. It's hard to know who to like follow, you know what I mean? In terms of getting like ideas about where to start. I think maybe Guy Micklemore might be a good one. He's got a lot of content. He is always trying to sell you into his own courses. Like he's got like a sort of a teaching platform for this kind of stuff. But he also just seems to be like a reasonably nice guy too. So he might be a good one. So if you search Guy Micklemore, Micelmore, I think it's probably a good place to start at least. Yeah. See you, Stick. Have a good one. I have thought about trying to do something, but I don't know if I'm how I would do it. There's a lot of people who are like, a lot of the work that I do, the way I do it, it's very intuitive to me, but it's also very hard for me to explain it. So maybe, I mean, it probably would be a good way to help me like codify the ideas of what I'm like, how I work and what I do. But I think it would take a bit of work, and I just not gonna find that time. Whether I want to, and I said, there's so many people doing it already. I would love to do it. Like the awful trend at the moment is that everyone's kind of got their course to sell, and I think the only way I would do it maybe is to make a course that's free, or at least very accessible, rather than like having to put it behind a paywall. Because I think it's kind of, the move that everyone's doing, and it's like I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy. He's trying to make money off his audience that way. I don't know. Did I go to music school? Yeah, I did a bachelor of music, in the early 2000s. In the end, though, I don't know how helpful that course was. It probably was, but I'm sure I did learn something. but um, but I think I feel like a lot of the ground I've made is actually just by just doing things myself, working on projects and learning how to use the tools and just practicing, really. I also had years of piano. You don't have the problem there, I guess. A jazz pianist, so you've got that behind you. And I feel like there's a lot of that's transferable to composing because you have an ear. I think a lot of composing really comes down to listening rather than like having some, big bank of knowledge about how composition works. It's more about, like, I find it's about responding to things that you've already done. A lot of people when they compose, they do have like a overarching structure in my brain, and they have like ideas that need to come in at certain points, and they have this all planned out. I don't come into composing like that. I have a feeling that I want to try and convey, or I have maybe a slight, like a motif or an idea for a synth patch or something that starts an idea. But then once I'm, in the project file, I'm kind of just vibing. I'm kind of just responding to what I've done, in a way that to me feels musically engaging. So you may respond to this like in the same way, Tom. If you like, because jazz, I assume you have probably got a bit of experience with improvisation. I feel like composition, to me, my process is very improvisational. I'm just kind of, I'm making stuff up as I go. I don't have a plan for this track. I just kind of have an idea that maybe it should do something at some point, and what can we do to get there? You know. So I feel like you're probably in a really good position to do this kind of work. It's just getting used to the tools and understanding. I guess listening to a lot of stuff, and sort of figuring out what's going on in music that you like, that you want to kind of emulate in your own work, and then pulling it apart and putting it back together again. That's literally how I've done my how I've learned a lot of the work that I've done, that I do, and got to the point is just kind of listening to things I have enjoyed, okay, and figuring out what is it doing, and then trying to do that myself. And for a long time, I feel like maybe now I do sound more like myself more than other people. But for a long time, I was, kind of very, very Hans Zimmerish. The very like the Z grade version of Hans Zimmer. Takes a while, I think, to build your voice, but it's a perfect way to start building skills and understanding how this music kind of works, what makes it tick. You don't have to release it if you don't want to, if it sounds too much like the artist that you're trying to emulate. But I think just be careful if you're kind of riffing off the same ideas, I guess, because there is copyright issues there too. But yeah, I feel like it's really a valuable thing to sort of take someone's work and deconstruct it and figure out what's going on. Hey, Cade, how are you? Excellent choice. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah. So I reckon, just listen to some of her works and then do your best to kind of recreate them in a way. Like you can, if you want, just for like practice, you can just try to recreate one of her works and just do what you can. And it depends on how far, like what you want to do. Like obviously I've put a lot of time into making, well, not obviously, but I put a lot of time into making my MIDI orchestration sound as real as I can, because I don't really have any, I'm not intending for it to be played by real players. I'm not recording, I'm not going to end up having it being played by real people. Because this is just, it's for the library, it's for, and I'm not really that interested as well. It's a lot of work and expense as well. So I'm putting as much time and effort as I can into the actual programming to make it sound as good as I can, because this is the final product. But there are people out there, maybe yourself, who wants to actually have it performed by real players and you're going to record them. And if that's the case, then you don't necessarily have to put all the time into making the MIDI orchestration sound mint. You just need it to sound passable so that you communicate it to someone to say this is what it should sound like, and then go from there. So it's like something to consider, to how much time you want to spend in like the actual tools of what I'm using here, how far you want to go, and how good you want them to sound. It's always fun to like make them sound as good as you can. That's the joy for me, is making something sound, um, like it could have been played by someone. Like maybe there's a chance that someone might get fooled. you know, that's kind of cool. And I've gotten a lot of work because of that. Because now I have like a sort of a reputation of being able to deliver work that kind of don't always require to have real players on them. You can pass. It's passable. But it depends on how much time you want to spend chasing that, or you want to just kind of work with other players and write music that will be, played by live people, like living people with real instruments. Disney magical vibes, yeah, okay, that's interesting. I agree, actually, Kate. Yeah, I feel it's pretty versatile. I think this perfect kind of track for the library. Really, might find some space. Do you ever plan to make a soundtrack for a film? Maybe. I have done it in the past. Um, just the opportunities haven't come. I'm not really chasing like that. I just want to make sure it's a good opportunity if I want to take it, because there's a lot of people looking for people to write music for the films, but they're not always the kinds of films I want to be doing. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, Pulsar. At the moment, games seem to be where it's at. I seem to be getting a lot of work for games, so and a lot of cool projects. So we'll just play with the games for a while, I guess. Thank you, chapters. Made the fight hit that much harder. Nice. Alan Beckers, you have Alan Beckers, you were in, have summoned you. Nice. Welcome, Lara Decker. Aha, XFL Studio now using Reaper. Try Cakewalk, got confused. Fair enough. Reaper felt like Personas for you. Yeah, okay. That's Studio One. Yep. To see the match, that's fine. That's perfect. Yeah, the only reason why I guess what I'd be using Cakewalk is what I started in. Way back in like the mid 90s. So it's like I'm very much a part of the furniture now with Cakewalk. Very familiar with it, or familiar enough in the ways that I work that it's kind of hard to change now. But the time may come. I've been thinking about Cubase, mostly because there is some really interesting integrations with Dorico that might make it easier. If eventually I have to do a project where I need to start transferring MIDI out for preparing, for part preparation for performances. But right now, I'm still happy with Cakewalk. Mostly, I have a big legacy of projects that are in Cakewalk as well, so I need to get through. There's a whole bunch of tracks I've never made stems for, so they're still in I spat out the master, but I never made stems of the tracks, and so it's like I'm at the moment it's like a ongoing project where I need to go back and open these old projects and actually stem them out so that they can actually be, because eventually all the MIDI that I've created for them will kind of be useless because the sample libraries are probably dead, or we've moved on to other things, so I got to be careful. Been trying to learn how video game scoring works. Yeah, okay. Been trying to compose a solo for a remake of a video game. Fantastic. Yeah, cool. I hope it's working out. Having fun. So I have done video games, but it's like I feel like at the moment I've had the easy mode version. There's a lot of people composers who are hardcore into the dynamic design sort of way of writing, and so far the games I've had have been very simple implementations. So it's for Menace, for instance, there was pretty much there's no dynamic music at all. It's just like music plays here, and then in this screen, and then in this screen, and then the combat music in the map, and that's it. Not again, it doesn't really. It's not very complex. It's very easy. And then Falling Frontier will have a little bit of dynamic changing, but not something that's very complex. So yeah, but some games can get pretty crazy. And I'm starting to work on slightly bigger games at the moment. But at the moment, it's also the work. My involvement with them has just been like sort of more linear writing for like cinematics. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Easy mode. Games are easy, guys. Oh, that was weird. Oh, thank you, Cade. That's a good list. I'll check them out. I've been trying K-Cook out and started getting into scoring your own animated film. Fantastic. Hope that's going well, John. But I can only use free libraries at the moment. Any tips for a first timer? Free libraries, there's quite a lot out these days. So the orchestral side of things, there's the Discover from the Spitfire, the BBC Symphony Orchestra Discover. Orchestral Tools has a really nice free library as well. There's so many free little things out there as well. If you go hunting for them, all the sample libraries developers always seem to have their freebie stuff. Spitfire have labs. I'm unsure. I haven't really dipped into the new ecosystem. They sort of started a new like version of labs. Spitfire Audio did, and I haven't really dipped into that lately as of late. I've got like an old version of labs, which is this, and it was great. Like a really cool little toolkit of weird sounds and synths and instruments. Very, very cool. So if they've got something like that, you might want to investigate that. People, chat probably has really good ideas for free stuff. Really, probably need to like compile like a good list for folks so you can just share it really quickly. Spitfire also have like little libraries, so they're like little collections of sounds for like, you know, $10 here and there, or they usually go on sale pretty frequently too. Yeah, but those might be good places to start. Try and check them out. There's also some synths out there that are free, that are pretty amazing. Again, I've forgotten what the heck the names are, because I don't use them myself, but there's a really good one that's kind of like I think like a competitor for like Zebra, which is like a, you know, more high-end software synth that like, you know, Hans uses, you know. I was trying to make it dynamic music in a game by having a bunch of separate layers that would play randomly, creating a new song every time you played it. But unfortunately, we couldn't figure it out. Feels like that could be done though, right, Muggly? It's like these tools, like using like Fmod or Wwise, like they're pretty powerful. They can do a lot of things, but it's just kind of figuring out how to do it. The guys that, like, if you're actually working on a real thing, like the guys at Fmod, and at least the guys at Fmod, I don't know about the Wwise guys, but I've talked to a few guys at Fmod, and they would be probably pretty open to chatting to help you out. They're pretty cool, small little team, but they seem to be pretty helpful. There's a Discord or online community apart from Reddit where we can connect with other media composers. There are a few Discords. I don't know. I'm in them, but I don't really use them very much, so I don't know how good they are. There is a forum, like a long-running forum that's been around for decades, called VI Control, so Virtual Instruments Control, but it's vicontrol.net. And it's essentially like a little hub for folks to talk about stuff. Give it a go. It is also, I find forums really hard. It's a really active forum, so it's really hard to, I feel like, to keep up with conversations when they're hot, because there's just so many people talking, and it's like, I feel like it's a real, but it's the same for Discord as well. Once things are really popping off, it's like hard to keep up with the conversation. But that's probably a good one because there's a lot of quite established composers, including people like Hans Zimmer, who go on there and just chat every now and then. So it's quite active, and there's a lot of good people with a lot of history and advice for people, and willing to help. So could be a place to start. Have I tried budgeting on the super weapon that is the damn choir? I target, and you can suggest me the choirs I can budget for in the future. Oh, do you mean like if tripod? Oh, so you want a library? Like you're looking for libraries, Lara, that you just don't know what what to get? I don't really have great suggestions. I mean, I use a lot of the performance sample stuff now. Oceanio, and there's a new one that came out recently called Marshland, which is quite nice. Like a smaller choir. They're not super cheap though. I don't know, it's hard to get probably 8dio. It's probably a good place to look for something that's with fairly budget friendly. They usually have pretty crazy sales. Like I use Lacrimosa sometimes, which is a library they make, and also I thought like a children's choir version as well. I forget what that's called. And I think I bought them for like, I don't know, $60 like American, so on sale, so you could give it a go. Share a freebie list, sure, Enderblade. See if the chat will shoot you down. The bot, the auto mod. Maybe put it in the Discord, Enderblade, and I'll share it. Put it in like the general chat in the Discord, and then I'll do it. So is this list... These aren't all free, are they? I'm a bit confused. It's just a list of things you have. Or is it free? Maybe it is free. Most of them. Some we got from sales. Physical... Someone that... Yeah, okay. Well, I'll show you this. This is Enderblade's list of samples that they have. Why is this not working? Give that a go. Give that a go. So a lot of it on there is free. So you can check them out. Here's the chat input in Twitch. Check it out. You can ignore the gear. Thank you, Enderblade, for sharing. Appreciate it. Mesmerizing, that's awesome, Red. Why are you not recording? Come on. John, I've not seen a good free drum VST, like cinematic stuff, unfortunately. Folks, maybe Enderblade has an option in his list, but I don't think... I don't know. Project Sam? Is that a free thing? I don't know. But they seem to be a little bit harder to find, to be honest. Unfortunately. I think I will end up doing some sort of maybe the accordion or vocals or maybe both. But I don't know. I'd like to do those things on stream, but I think I don't know how this will work with the mics and things. I think it would be... I'll have to figure that out. How to do live recording stuff. How does that work with the stream? Sweetwater released it for free for a time? Really, really, Enderblade? Massive X. That's crazy. What were they doing? Getting people in. Thank you, Red. Red Strangers, 2 Reds in chat now. Excuse me. Boop, boop. No, no worries, John. I don't know if I'm helping. I think we can just like cut that. Not sure what we're doing to bring the melody back. Actually, I'm gonna do that again. Yeah. That'll do. That's awesome, Red Stranger. Glad you found something that's useful. That's great. Sonoscore Orchestral Essentials. Okay, Sonoscore's doing one too. Everyone's got their free library. That's how they get people in. Particularly in this economy. hear this hatch. Maybe record some of this kick. And we'll make a loop. Okay. I'll re-record this weird arpeggiated synthy nonsense. Okay, now it's not even playing anymore. Doing it again. Just the right note. Don't know why it's doing that. It's very annoying. Just gives up. We gotta change all the settings again. Maybe it should just stay the same. Hey Frank, how you going? How's life? leave that for now. Bring it down a little bit. Mod wheel gets confused. In FL Studio, it's making it more confusing for you, but Reaper makes the mod wheeling easy to understand. That's good. Because it's not hard. It's just a controller. I've also got like this little thing that so much essentially does what the mod wheel does as well, but just on a fader version. But I don't really use it very much. I think so long I never had other little surfaces. It was always just the mod wheel and me drawing in envelopes. And so I kind of don't use it. Good to have sometimes, but oh well. Glad you're back, Jay. Hope it went well. Hope the task was tasked. I don't know what we're doing. We'll figure it out. Do want the melody to come back here, but need to figure out who's doing that. Feels like we're pushing up against the oh god, we are too. Have we been? Yeah, we're clipping here, boys. Need to bring this down a bit. And this down. Coming up against the master bus compression. How to describe what you're going for this track emotionally? Probably just more like, I don't know. It's hard to describe what I'm chasing here. Like, I don't know. Just kind of like vibes. I don't know. It's definitely like a more like what's like folksy, emotionally sort of grounded kind of feeling, I guess. Trying to think of kind of imagery sort of evoking in my head. It's more like yeah, I don't know. Did back in the research for the Godot engine. Backend is painful, I bet. And then doing more live routing for experiments, yeah. Yeah, Godot's fun, I think. Oh, I'll take that, Lara. Take that, Lara Decker. Gareth Coke is great. always sounds like it kind of like credits for the Rise of the Guardians. I've not seen that film, but that's, I think, a good. I've seen, I guess, bits of it. I get the idea. That sounds right. I don't know. I feel like indie. Like I feel like indie road trip film or something. I don't know. It's something in my head where it's kind of like these sort of, this journey of, finding yourself. It's kind of like that sort of Garden State coming of age feelings to me. I don't know. For some reason in my head, that's what I've got. Even though it's nothing like what would be in those films, because it's more like shoegaze, ambient post-rock. Whereas it's not really that. Underrated movie? Yeah, okay. How big does a project have to be to interest you? It doesn't have to be very big. I don't think. It just has to be, I think, good. Because these days I get to sort of be careful about what I work on because time is limited. I think maybe we need to record those LCO strings again. Put into bass. I know what that has to do. I'll do for now. I don't know. We'll make that work. Luca, how you doing? Love tracks, thank you very much. Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad. More people making music ain't a bad thing. I was wondering if you had recommendations for paid libraries. I've only been using free ones so far. I need more. Okay. Particularly control over your strings for faster melodies. So many options, but I was wondering if you had some suggestions. I love strings on the pieces like Penumbra. Well, thank you. So I guess it depends. I guess a little bit on your budget and what you're willing to, you know, to plonk into. The strings that I use is kind of like a sort of a combination of a few different libraries. So the strings on Penumbra probably are Vista strings from Performance Samples, but they're a very specific kind of string library. Oh, this is the library here, actually. Got it loaded up. So they're very nice, very very agile, beautiful legato strings. I use them for everything. They're a small chamber string sound, but like only a few players, but they sound bigger than they really are. And I use them on even like the full mixes of big orchestral sort of tracks as well as the smaller ones. But all it does is pretty much legato. Like it doesn't do any. There's no short stuff. There's no like short spiccato or staccato strings. No pizzicato. There's nothing like that in there. In that regard, you may like. I think they're about to bring out a new one called Vista 2, which will have all those things in there as well. Another really good option I hear. I have not used it myself, but there are so many people who use that library. Is the Cinematic Studio Strings, CSS. That comes to me always highly recommended, and I'm considering getting it myself because everyone's has such good things to say about it. And I'd say it'd be very useful in certain circumstances. And that one has the full suite of articulations that you probably will need from a string library. Other than that, maybe also investing directly into like a core orchestral library. That gives you kind of everything, including, the full string orchestra, plus brass, plus percussion, plus everything. That's probably a good way if all you've been using so far is just free stuff. That is probably where I would start, is choosing like a core orchestral library to sort of build out from, because usually they will give you a really good list of different articulations, and not just for strings, for everything, for woodwinds, for brass. I use I subscribe to the whole Composer Cloud thing with East West, so I get access to the gold, like the what they call it, the Hollywood Orchestra, which I find is fantastic. Even this I use the strings in there for many years, and still used them like in combination with Vista. I sort of layered them, and it was only fairly recently where I kind of stopped doing that, but sometimes I wonder whether it was worth it. So like finding I think Berlin film, like the Berlin, what's it called? Orchestral Tools have their one, the Berlin series, whatever it is. As well as Spitfire has their BBC ESO. I think the Hollywood Orchestra is a good option. I feel like it's got a really flexible kind of sound, in my opinion. But that's me. It's one I sort of used and fell in love with. So, but I think that's probably what I would recommend doing first, because then it'll give you a lot of flexibility, and then going from there to other libraries to fill out niches. So if you think like you feel like you need more, more expression in your strings, then you can go find Cinematic Studio Strings or Vista or whatever you want to do. Berlin Philharmonic, I think maybe that's it. I feel like it was different to the actual Berlin Philharmonic, because there is a Berlin Philharmonic, but I don't know if it's that or not. Yeah, so that would be my suggestion, Luca. But it's up to you. If you're happy with everything and just need strings, then yeah, probably the more versatile option would be Studiomatic Studio Strings, or waiting a little bit longer for Vista 2. Yeah. And the solo cello on Penumbra, I think, was a Performance Samples cello that came in. What did that come with? I mean, at one point he was giving away a free cello patch, which may still be available if you have Contact. You have to have Contact to use it though, which is a bit of a problem. Not everyone has. Not everyone has Contact. So on Performance Samples, though, he was giving away some freebie sort of cello patches. I think maybe that was it. If not, there is a solo strings, a couple of patches that he sells. It's like a cello and a violin with all the articulations on that one. So that one's a bit more flexible. Playing full orchestra for articulations and all, yeah. Been resorting to BBC SO Discover, Berlin. That's perfect. Yeah, that's what everyone should be doing because they're really good. Yeah, and if you get enough of them, you start actually getting like you figure out which patches are the best from each one and just make it work. And I think that's really good. It's actually a really good way to actually do this, because a lot of the libraries you buy, not every patch is perfect, and you just got to figure out which ones are the best, and when you've got some options to choose from, then you can sort of bring it all together and sort of make your own sound out of it all. Yeah, that's right. Performance Samples has a couple of freebies, yeah. I remember he took away, there was more violins, but then he took them away. There was like a violin A and a violin B, and then he removed them, but then he brought it back in a new form. So I don't know. It's been a bit confusing, but... Okay. We'll figure out what's going to happen there. Next. In fact, guys, I think I might have to call it there. Because I'm feeling a bit hungry. I think we may have to go and have some lunch. Go eat, thank you, Jay, I will. But we've made a little bit of progress. We haven't chatted a lot today, but that's okay. It's alright. But we have got movement. We are moving towards something. I feel it. I feel things are moving. They're going in the right direction, so that's good. I'm feeling happy about this. That's all I want. I just want to feel the vibes, you know? That's all you're doing. But thank you for hanging out today, guys. Thanks for all the chats. Always a pleasure. I hope you guys have a good week. What am I doing this week? I don't know. Bunch of stuff. Try and actually get a library track to the Patreon this week, which means they'll finally get it in the queue for release. And maybe try and finish this. But I've also got a bit of game work to do. Better stream again. I will. This isn't the last time. This isn't the last time. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great week. We'll chat soon, okay? Don't do anything crazy. Be good. Bye. Bye, everybody.